Hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Ebony Allen, and I'm a licensed public adjuster. I am very happy for you guys to join me today via Facebook and YouTube. So, what are we talking about tonight? Tonight, we are talking about storm damage and what you can do as a property owner. That can be a homeowner, a renter, or a business owner, to spot property damage so you're not living with it needlessly. Also, talking about what you can do about it so you're not just living with it and it gets worse, and then the cost of repairing the damage escalates over time. And we're talking about things that most people think are small really aren't. Even the small things that you may walk past, you might not even notice unless you're, trained, can add up over time. So you may say, well, who are you? Again, my name is Emmy Allen. I'm a licensed public adjuster. Public adjusters in my company, we educate our clients before anything happens. So that's what I'm doing right now. More specifically, I give consultations about people's homeowners policy, not just one. I don't sell insurance at all, but I'm trained to read various different types of insurance policies, be it homeowners, commercial, or dwellings, and that's for landlords and renters. So a lot of people ask me, do you do auto insurance? No. Do you do health insurance? No. But homeowners is similar to health insurance, but I do not do consultations for health insurance. What I do is make sure that people's property don't have any coverage gaps. I'll give you recommendations, and of course, the homeowner can, follow the recommendations or not. But I give those recommendations based on the most current interactions between insurance adjusters and the insured at the current time. So it's not, oh, well, a couple of years ago, my friend had a claim with this insurance company and they took care of them. But guess what? A couple of years ago is gone. Right now, things have been changing dramatically due to the increased risk due to extreme weather changes and the current climate that we're all living in, unfortunately. So that's what I do. Let's get into what we're talking about tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So, little things mean a lot. The first thing we're going to talk about is wind and rain. Now, certain insurance policies are not covered for wind and rain. Some insurance policies are only covered for wind. Again, I can't speak generally about everyone because different policies, different homes, different people all have different circumstances, different causal losses, have different things that you have to do to indemnify them. So that means make it back to rights, make you back to rights, put you back where you were, hopefully as much as possible. So I'm speaking generally about wind and rain losses right now. If you want something more specific, I will give you information at the end about scheduling your own personalized consultation. That can be via virtually or in person. I don't know why I keep on doing that. So it's just getting on my nerves because, why not have more technical difficulties? So the first time I did this, it was really interesting. So let's see. All right, here we go. Back to rock and rolling. Let's get with it. So the first part we're going to talk about is exterior damages. Exterior damages from wind and rain are typically seen at the roof. And you can see these raised shingles. They're probably pushed up due to the wind. Okay. Now you'll see other damages inside the house if the rain, the moisture from the rain was pushed inside the house due to the wind. Okay, so it worked together to cause damage to the home. You may not see the roof damage. People are, unless you're a roofer or just very meticulous about your home, most people are too busy getting in the house to actually do an exterior inspection of your house every time you go inside of it. Especially if the wind pushes up the shingle and then it flaps right back down. So it looks like everything is fine. So what we would do is take pictures of the roof. We would also give inspections on the roof itself. We also have specialized equipment such as drones to actually do an inspection. And sometimes we actually go up, I say we, meaning my partner, actually goes up on the roof and does an inspection. They are certified just like a roofer to give an inspection of the roof and the damages. Um, so that is the shingle damage. Um, you can also spot shingle damage if you are outside in your yard. Don't blow off, oh, that's someone else's shingle. If you see shingles in your yard, you might want to call me and say, hey, if not just for you, if it's not you, it might be your neighbor. And like I said, if the wind was strong enough to blow shingles off your neighbor's home, it may be strong enough to cause damage to your roof, even if it's sight unseen. It may need an closer inspection than what you can see with the naked eye. So what we're talking about right in this presentation is things you can see with the naked eye, but I also have a host of tools in my itinerary in my toolbox that I use and I enjoy using that can root out the damage and have proof that something actually has occurred. It's not just, well, I saw it. So, but if you see this as a homeowner in your roof, underneath the roof in your attic, it's also indication that you need to get a consultation and you may need some help asking for some support from your insurance company. You can see the difference in the wood that is visibly wet in your attic. So that's not supposed to be there, obviously. That means that moisture has gotten into the interior of the home and it may lead to even more damage. If the attic, like most attics, should have insulation there. So if the insulation has gotten wet, that means it's no longer working properly. It's worthless. It's not keeping you cool in the summer. It won't keep you warm in the winter. So even if it has not infiltrated down into the ceiling on your second floor, if you just have a rancher, I say just, if you have a rancher, if it hasn't gotten into the main rooms of the home, it still can cause a problem. More expensive heating and cooling costs because the insulation is no longer working properly. So that definitely has to be addressed, as well as the different layers of your roof. Now, more exterior damage you may see is the siding. Definitely have to address that. I see some people, unfortunately, had different colors of siding. You may need some help, and I say may strongly because due to changes in the HO3 forms, that's a typical homeowner's form, but not everyone has that form. Due to changes in that form, they've been modified. That means that, no longer are some insurance companies replacing with like in kind. You may have a tough time trying to get siding that matches. And I'm sorry, it doesn't look right if your siding doesn't match. And most homeowners want their siding to match. So yeah, in that case, definitely would need some support in getting some help from your insurance company. Also, water can infiltrate the home through the wall with that siding off. So, you need some support there to make sure you're not leading to further damage. So let's get into the interior. Some things look very obvious. It's a big hole. Perhaps a tree has fallen or something has, a branch has fallen, something like that. Or maybe the water pressure, it built up, in the storm and it just was too much for the roof. Other things are subtle, more subtle. You didn't see it, okay? But you see the water stain from the previous storm, okay? Again, that's sudden and accidental. If you see this and you recently had a storm, we hadn't seen it before, it was one cause of loss. It can't be, oh, 3 years ago we had that big storm in the summer, and oops, here comes a strain. We've just been living with it for 3 years. No. There's another reason why, if you see damages in your home, go ahead and call me up so we can go ahead and take care of it. Don't let a little thing turn to a big thing, because if you choose to live with that little thing, then guess what? You're going to pay a big price tag to fix it when it becomes a big problem. If you don't address that sudden and accidental damage, then guess what? Insurance companies aren't supposed to pay for long-standing problems. It's for accidents happening suddenly. So it's not for, oh yeah, I need to fix that 2 years ago. That's not what it's for. So if you see something so-called small, go ahead and address it. Even with this, I wouldn't say that's small, because here we are on this wall here. That's a problem. We leave wire damage to the sidewall. Then the ceiling has wire damage. And just like in the previous slide, if the ceiling has damage, that means the roof has an opening. Most likely it has gotten through the various layers of the roof, gotten through the insulation, and then gotten through the drywall of the ceiling. So there's multiple surfaces, and now it's getting into the sidewall here, and it's multiple things that have to be addressed, let alone if there may be an electrical wiring in the ceiling above this as well. So it can lead to a lot of things. This so-called, oh, I didn't notice that real quick because I was too busy living my life. And that's what public adjusters in my company are for. We try to address things before they get into a big deal. Other interior damages include skylights. Skylights, if it's not a matter of if, or it's a matter of when they're going to leak. I've never encountered a type of skylight. Let me know in the comments if you're a company that makes skylights that rarely leak. But here is a clear water stain up against this white wall. So yeah, that, and then you have water damage here. You see that stain there, as well as down below. You see the perimeter of that skylight coming away, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I would take one of my tools and I would measure the amount of moisture in both of these surfaces to see if it was active at that time. Actively, like, was a storm recent or was it in the past? Also, interior damages are windows. Again, if you have panels up and you have a lot of decorations, you may have a sofa in front of it, or a chair, you may not notice this. But what I do in my inspections is I inspect all the exteriors and interior surfaces, and I make sure that there's nothing looking like this. It means moisture is getting through the window. And this is, obvious here with this wood stain here. Moisture has gotten in through the window and now has a stain, okay? So I had one client, they were happy with their services. They knew they had roofing damages. So they, from a storm, they had the roof taken care of. They had, the ceiling taken care of. They had the walls taken care of. I said, oh, this sounds really great. Okay, so what did they do for your floors? And, they were just looking at me. What do you mean your floors? I said, well, if it came from the top and it got down the walls and it had to go somewhere, you weren't instantly there with your bucket. It was there for a while. Did you do any floor work? And they said, no. I said, well, you might want to look into the floor work. So I look at the floor, and we can see things like this. Water damage due to the different type of wood. If it's vinyl, no. I mean, laminate, I should say. If it's laminate, it has to be replaced. Hardwoods you may be able to work with, but still you have to address and mitigate that damage. You can see down below, there's some floor damage with the water stain being pushed through into the home, okay? So don't forget about your floors. So the big question of the night, are you covered? And I have to say, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say if you're covered or not. I wish I could. I wish I could look into my crystal ball and tell everybody tonight, hey, you're covered, you're covered. But I can't say that. That's not responsible. What I can say is if you're interested in finding out if you're covered or not, you can sign up for a consultation. So how do I do that? So I have a bit.ly and my name below. You can click on that bit.ly and it will take you here. And, oh, well, let me show my screen. Hold on. You would think I'd be used to the sharing of the screen now. It will take you here. And you can click on any of these things, okay? If you want to go right to the consultation, you click on the free claims assessment consultation. This is also a settlement review. Some people say, well, you know what, Ebony, I've already contacted my insurance company and they said I was denied. So that's it. Nay, nay. Not necessarily. We are the only profession that can open up claims and look at them and see what really was the cause of loss if you misrepresented it, because people don't know. Insurance companies aren't responsible for presenting your claim or knowing what you're talking about, or really he should have said this. No, that's not their job. If you said a flood happened, then they're going to say, well, a flood happened, even though there was no flood warning in your county or your city or anywhere near you. If you said a flood happened, they're going to say, okay, well, guess what? You're denied because we don't cover floods. That's a whole separate insurance. But if you misrepresent what happened, you can lead to yourself getting denied. That's another reason why you need a licensed public adjuster like myself to represent you if something is going on, because homes cost too much to maintain for you to get denied for something that you are actually covered for. So if you click on the free claims assessment consultation, it will take you here. And you'll have a short video to watch just to give you an intro. And you can book your property coverage review. There's some of our clients from before. And you can book your property coverage review now. And it's just that simple. And you say, well, I want to go exploring a little bit more. I want to find out how this would work for me. So I've made something kind of fun. I have a quiz to see what kind of client you are. Does it apply to you? Does it not? Some of my clients are very independent. Some of my clients are very trusting. So we're going to see there's 4 different kinds of clients that I like, and all of them are lovely, but just different personality types. So as it says, welcome, hi, we're interested in learning your opinion through a few quick questions. So I think there's 10 questions. And if you want to find out, you just put your email in. So the first question, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just to let you know how it flows. If there's a problem with your apartment, home, or business, would you want advice? And your first response, I'm good. My insurance company has my back. Next, I really don't need any advice. I know what I need to know. The next selection is, it might be nice, but as long as I can pay my premiums, I'm all right. The next response, I'm always open for advice. Things are always changing. And the last selection is, not really. I have legal advice for those things. And a lot of people don't know that, public adjusters and lawyers, we work together. Lawyers, they will often reach out to public adjusters for our expertise to prove what they are arguing in a court of law. So we're getting that evidence for them. So, and our services too, I'll show you a slide here in a moment. We work with a lawyer team. So if it comes to that, like, we rather, try to negotiate with the insurance company, but included in your services, if it comes to that, we need to go to courthouse steps, then we're fine with that. Absolutely. And you're sitting at home, waiting, for the outcome or what have you, but usually, we don't have to go there, but our people, we work together and we try to negotiate with the insurance company, but we also do have a team of lawyers that we do reach out to. And, they're very nice gentlemen, very well versed in the law and when concerning this. So you don't just want any lawyer concerning this either. You have to go to a divorce attorney for this type of thing. You need a specialized lawyer for this. And we do have a team that we work with as well. People who, plumbers, I should say, of that nature, people, HVACs, even electricians, if you see water damage in a home and he's like, oh, okay, my client can't pay for it, or you see water damage that needs to be mitigated, you can sign up to be one of our community collaborator. I say partner with X, you can sign up and you can find out more about our program. Um, you already service these people, especially as a plumber or HVAC technician. I know people are turning on their heat and some type of water damage has occurred. You can get paid $250, and within the first 24 to 36 hours of that a restoration. Not paid by me, paid by a restoration company. So not only have you done the work initially to take care of your client, you're trying to make sure that they're taken care of completely, because some plumbing services are actually covered in policies. You have to, again, get a personalized consultation to know the details and know concerning that. But that is an option. And if you want to expand your revenue stream as a plumber, HVAC technicians, and the like, then that's something you might want to check out. Some people want to get paid $1,500. Boy, I've been doing this for a couple years now, but the trainees now, I'm low-key jealous. Oh my God, they have so much going for them. So there's a lot of training bonuses right now. And if you want to see what that's about, you can check that out. I have a video. You can just put in your name, and email, and phone number. And this is a virtual position as well as in person. You can choose to be in person if you want, but you don't really have to. We can do these consultations over Zoom. So that's good for clients to know. And it's good for people who may be interested in learning a new skill. It is licensed. I have, for my particular trainees, we have an online training course, one-on-one coaching, tools and strategies for a fast start. Study materials are at your fingertips, social media training, virtual skill trainings from our top leaders, and company programs and incentives, and much, much more. So, if you're interested, feel free to check that out. And finally, and we're getting up on the holidays, and not everybody has food. A lot of food insecurity is going on. It's very serious. Our company, from before the recent, health crisis that we've been experiencing for the past couple of years, they've always did a great 8 program. And they, for every 8 referrals, it doesn't mean that, oh, they're all going to be my clients. No. It means that you refer 8 people who might be interested. It might be yourself, it might be someone else, what have you. That's it. You refer 8 people. And for that referral, we feed 10 hungry families. We partner with Feeding America. We've been doing that. We're going to continue doing that. It's awesome. That's not the only organization that we partner with either. We really highly believe in helping out the community. Community helps us. We help out the community any way we can. Also, your name gets entered for our weekly prizes. They're like Keurigs and fire sticks and expensive knives and all sorts of wonderful goodies. And your name is also entered in a trip for a Caribbean festivities. Yay! So if you're into traveling, why not? Okay, so just take a look. Take a look. You might not be interested in training. You might not be interested. You might not be a plumber or HVAC, but just take a look, and click on it. Screenshot it. You might want to highlight it, what have you, and see what is involved here. So I just to end on a high note, I don't want to take it too long, but you can visit my
Got property damage? These professions cannot help you. Only what I do can. My name is Ebony Allen, and I'm a licensed public adjuster. I help my clients with property damage such as fire, smoke, windstorm, hail, explosion damage, riot or civil commotion, aircraft damage, property damage caused by vehicles, vandalism, theft or burglary, volcanic eruption damages, ice damming or the weight of ice and snow, water discharge or water damage to your property, collapse, frozen pipe damages, tornado, damages caused by hurricanes, and other damages for certain clients. This is the money and time value that I bring. Learn how you can improve your policy before property damage even happens. Sign up for your policy consultation or settlement review today.
All right, so to end on that high note, people who know me from my old dance fitness days, I was back here jamming. All right, thank you guys for listening in. Hope that this information was helpful for you, the people that you know. Click in. If you're on YouTube, please consider liking and subscribing. If you're on my Facebook page, consider joining the group. My group members, you're going to have your smart claim info. I'll leave the link in the description too. But how to join the group, because I'm gonna put all the smart claim memberships tips in the group, and you guys can interact and talk and share resources that you have. All right. So thank you guys for joining me tonight, and whatever day and time you are available to join and watch the broadcast. And I appreciate you. And I'm just sending you light and love. And remember to design your tomorrow with decisions from today.